In this section, we are going to add models. Models are also known as data transfer objects. We're going to add models for request and response. So let us create a folder and I can name it as models. Inside this, to differentiate between request and response models, I can create request and I can create a separate response folder. Inside this, we will add the respective request and response models. So list users where we have only response as it is a get method. So I can copy this. I can go to the response and add a class here. And I can say list of users response, or the suffix you can add as per your requirement. I've just added res. And I have explained how we can generate the classes from the JSON. So I can go, because I have copied the response JSON, so I can paste as a classes. Okay. And what I can do, because it is already had generated a class, I can delete this, which I have added, but I can use this name. Okay. And I can delete this, which I have already added. I can keep into the same classes. Like we can see here, it added 3 classes, list of users, support, and this I will change. I can keep it in a separate class files, but for now we will keep it as it is. Let us give some meaningful name as data and change this as well, data. All right. Let us add for other endpoints as well for single user. So again, it is a response, so I can go and add a class. And I can say single user response. Again, I can go and paste as a classes. And again, I have to change this name of this because it already generated the class structure. So I can delete this. Here, because already we have a class named data in the other, so I can change as a user info. Or if it is the same, we can delete these classes. So let us just check in this data, we have ID, email, first name, and the same thing here. So no need to change. We can reuse these already created classes. And I think support is also same as earlier, right? URL and text, right? So we can delete all these classes. And these will refer the already classes present in this project. Let us add for create user. So here we need a request and response both. So first I'll go and add the request model, and I can say create user request and mark this as a public. Okay, anyways, because I will paste it, so don't need to make it public, as it will create public classes, right? Just change the name and delete this. Few people get confused like why I'm deleting this. I'm deleting because I have pasted that JSON as a class and it already created a name. So I'm just copying this name and I'll delete this blank one, right? That is the only reason I'm deleting this. If you can write, you don't have to delete this. So we can go and write all these classes by ourselves. We don't need to copy and paste. Okay, now I need to add the response of this create user. And this class name, I can say create user response. And I can paste this as a JSON and utilize this name. Okay, and and if you see, we can use the same name, same payload as we have create user. So update user also uses the same type of JSON. So we don't need to create for the request this one. We can utilize the other one, which you already added for create user. But for this response, we have a separate updated add, so I can create. But there was ways to manage this one as well. So let us create a class and I can say update user. And I can go and paste as a classes and utilize this name and delete this. Okay, so apart from this, I do not think anything required for delete. So we are good with the models for all my requests which I have added here.